Welcome back to another video. My name is Nikos, and of course, the Black Friday video that I was going to make was not made as there weren't that many deals, and I just didn't want to throw another video on there just for the sake of making a video. And instead, what I thought, hey, let me just look at what happened with Black Friday. What should we be expecting with Cyber Monday and moving forward through the next coming months? Now, the idea of this video is more in line for creators, professionals, people who want to buy and upgrade gear based on what they need for their work and what they should be thinking or not thinking about as they move forward, so they could put their mind at ease and just focus on their work, maintaining status quo with their technology, and then looking forward for the future. Now, if you're a gamer and you're looking at all the different opportunities out there, there are opportunities. It wasn't like there wasn't like anything out there, but it wasn't significant enough for me to be like, oh, let me make a video and be all excited about it. And comparing to last year, it's been mediocre at best. So I'm just going to go through the US side first, and then I'm going to talk about the Canadian deals. For some reason, there were more Canadian deals than US deals right across the board with different stuff. So let's jump into it right now. First things first, let's look at Microcenter. Now, of course, you jump in a lot of Black Friday deals with different aspects, but not in everything that we were looking for. When we look at the idea of processors, there were some good deals. Now, you would not want to be going for anything less than the 5900X, but the 5800 was on sale for $150. As we scroll down here, we do see some of the other chips that I would be more inclined. The 5900X, this is the one I bought. Very good chip. I've been enjoying it. I cannot complain, cannot say better things than I have said in the past about it. I will be making a more in-depth review about that chip, and there is a $100 deal off for the 5950, which is a powerhouse. Now, the Intel chips did come out. This is something that you might be considering, being that the new motherboards are coming out, but again, early adopter, early problem. So that's something to always think about when you're looking at purchasing anything. When it comes to new things, you will be in that situation where you're going to be saying, well, did I make the right decision with buying these this upgraded new parts with the DDR5, you name it, and having more and more issues right across the board. Now, when we're looking at motherboards and we're saying, okay, if we go for some of these chips with the AMD, and I'm focusing on AMD because that's pretty much what I've been focused on really in the past about 12 months to 15 months. And I'm looking at it now and I'm saying, do you really want to invest in a B550 board if you're a creator? And more often than not, people will be looking at the X570 boards. The newer boards have come out that are replacing the original X570 boards. And the idea would just be a few of the features and going to yourself, well, do I need to spend a lot of money on a board? Do I have to invest in it? And it's all based on what you need. Now, for me, I was looking at this Tough Gaming Plus. I was looking for something cheap because I said to myself, hey, I'll buy something to get it going and then upgrade. And I ended up finding the Pro board, and it was a better board overall. So I went for it. It had Wi-Fi 6, and it's coming in again at $219. But as you can see when I scroll through here, not a lot of sales happening. A lot of these deals with bundling things together. Nothing special over at Microcenter. Now, if I'm looking at this and I'm saying, which board would you be going for? You don't need to go all out unless you need those connections and you need to make sure that you are good for the next couple years. Wi-Fi 6 at a minimum is needed unless you're just going to be hardwired. The other aspect that I've been finding with creators in the conversations is, well, how many sticks of RAM are you going to need? Are you going for 64 gigabytes or 128? And what is the speed on that? And lastly, the hard drive space and jumping into NVMe 4, PCI 4.0 with the NVMe drives. This Elite board is not a bad board. It is a good board. However, it's got its limitations, and you might want to go into the gigabyte boards. Now, I stick with Asus or Gigabit, and that is basically because I've had my mishaps with the MSI and more on the support and service than their actual technology. And that's where you look at the quality of a company. So always think about different aspects with that regard. and know when you're going to buy something, that you're not going to be looking at it and then saying, well, what happens when something screws up? What is going to occur in that case? And if it does go bad, how do I make sure I'm up and running quickly? Because this is my work after all. Now, when we're looking at graphics cards, again, this is the biggest issue. If you're deciding to build a rig, what are you going to do with the card? This is the number one. So if you can't find a card, what's the point of building a system? And when is it going to be done? Now, if you're going to be waiting for 4 months, 6 months, well, the new cards are going to come out. And as I scroll down through all of these, there really isn't anything that is beneficial for me overall. And I'm looking at it and I'm saying to myself, what is best for Nikos with what he's doing? That's all I think about when I'm looking at it. And if you're a creator, you might want to go for one of these high ends, but again, sold out. You're not going to find it easy. You're going to be sitting there going, well, what should I be looking for overall? There are a lot of different cards out there that you could find. I went with the 3060 Ti earlier in the year. There's so many different cards you can go for. It's doing great for a 6K renders as well. And I mean, I can't complain overall on that matter. Now, if I head over to Newegg, and in the Newegg world, there's, again, a lot of deals. And I specifically am coming here because I want to look at the RAM. And RAM has been interesting purchase overall for the last 2 years. Now, the prices haven't moved that much. And when I come in here and I just head over to select my 3200 and then, of course, the 3600. And we're going to look at DDR4 RAM. And overall, capacities per module, say we go for 32 because we're going to be going for 64 gigabytes at a minimum. You can see that the prices, there were some okay sales, nothing that big, nothing that's going to be like, oh my god. Now, I went with the Neo series and the prices are similar to what I was seeing last year, nothing big. And it was similar to what I saw Black Friday last year, where the sales weren't that big, and then Cyber Monday they were bigger, and then through around the Christmas season, they were hammering down some big sales. So I bought on some good opportunities there. From a hard drive perspective, if I'm looking at it and I'm saying, hey, let's go for an NVMe drive, there are deals happening. And this is something that you got to look at and say to yourself, what is it that I really need and want? Now, the Sabrents, I did tests on these and there was caching issues. They do have a little bit of a sale, nothing special. The 980 Pro, again, this has a bigger deal on it. Very, it's feasible at $60 off. You can't complain. Now, if you were going to go for a 2 terabyte, I've been told that this doesn't have any of the caching issues that I found with the 1 terabyte. $110 off. You get 2 terabytes, super fast speed. And you got to look at the perspective of the amount of time saving of having such a good fast drive and what you're going to be using for. So clearly you're not going to be using this for your Windows drive. It's probably going to be used for storage, and then you're going to go from there. Going back to the point about the early adoption, the new technology is coming. So Intel has already pushed forward. AMD is coming with its new technology pushing forward. We're going to get into that PCI 5.0. We're going to get into DR5. We're going to see a lot of movement. Now, the question is, when will this early adoption change to mainstream, and when will it be feasible for the average consumer? And with the problems coming down, this is the bottom line. I don't want to buy something and have issues. But AMD will be making more announcements. New stuff will be coming out. We're going to see the new switchover happen. It's going to take a bit, but it will happen. With the supply chain issues, it might take longer. So this rig that you're building now, you might be spending a lot more money. The question is it an investment or not? If you're working and you're working at it in each day, it will be more of an investment than doing this once a week. So you got to put this into perspective overall from that mindset. And at the same time, you got to say to yourself, well, say I keep this rig for 2 years and then the new stuff comes out. Will that be worth it for me? And at what price point will it be worth it for me? This is all we're doing. Now, in my opinion, when I made my rig, I spent a pretty penny. I went overboard on everything. And the idea here is that I needed it, and I've used it extensively. Every day I'm pumping out stuff. I am loving it like there's no tomorrow. I was always a laptop kind of person. I was always out and about. I was always working from different areas. now that I've been like at my studio just working away and not traveling, not doing all this stuff, the rig came in handy. I don't even know if I'm going to need a rig in like 2 years when everything clears up and I'm back on travel mode, and I might even not do it as much. I don't know yet. I'm just in that mindset of I got to figure that out as we go along. So will the rig serve me well for another 2 years? It will. I don't really need to upgrade. It will be a Nico picky moment where he's going to be like, I'm going to buy it and that's it. And then I'm going to see to flip the rig I currently have. Now, again, this is something you got to be considering. However, don't lose sleep over it. If you need it for money, then you buy it. If you don't need it for money, then wait 3 months, 6 months. Again, we will be seeing the deals. When we jump over to the Canadian side here, this is Canada Computers, and you do see awesome price tags, and they have come down now as you get to the more expensive chips like the 5900X. It's $609. Now I bought mine for $700, so this is like an awesome deal right here. It's a power deal, they call it, yeah. And you can bundle and save, of course. As I scroll down, the 5950 is an awesome chip, and you will see benefits, not as much as you expect from the jump from 59 to the 5950, but you will see it there depending on what you're working on. So look at it and say to yourself, is the need there for that, or can I take that extra money and utilize it for the other parts in the computer? Now, again, the video card is the first thing I would be looking at, just to make sure that, hey, I have that and I'm not sitting around without a video card, because that will be just like, you'll be sitting there going, oh man, what did I do? Now, from a motherboard perspective, again, these deals that you didn't see in the States, the Elite from Gigabit, $199 from $299. Great deal on this. Now, again, the new boards are coming out, so they're throwing a lot of the stock that they have on sale. And if you really want to save some money, the B550 boards will do you good, but you're losing out on that PCI 4.0 on the chipset. So it's something to consider. The idea of going for MSI, I'm not a big fan because of how the warranties and all the issues that come along with that. That being said, other than that, they do make good boards. They do make good solid boards at that. Something to be considering. Again, there are more deals than not, and you could find yourself in a position where you have a good motherboard that you weren't expecting to get. As I scroll down here, I do see some of these that I would be going for, like the Aorus Master right here. This is a great deal, and if I were to switch my board, which Asus has already told me I can go trade it up because of the issues I've been facing, that would be a great board to go for. Like, people have not had that many issues with it. The idea of going for something high-end and expensive, I would not consider it right now because of what we just discussed with the switchover, and you will be regretting it fully as you move down the road. Let's look at really quick the favorite topic, memory. And I wanted to make a note on the memory. I've been asked this a lot. Hey, is it worth to buy the memory right now or wait? Now, if I was a betting man, I would say that they will be going or staying on sale, and they will be going into a situation where you'll see random deals coming through right through Christmas season, and you're gonna be looking at it versus 3200 versus 3600 DDR4. Now, for me, I went out and I purchased the RAM and tested out a few kits before I made a decision. I guess I should have done that first. But the RGB, great sticks of RAM. You can't complain about that. The crosshairs are the ones you really want to be going for. And at that, you're looking at it and saying, well, what is it that I really need? And if my chip and the chip I purchase, if it is the 5950 or the 5900, how much RAM should I be going for and at what value? Now, in my tests and in my videos that I created, I did go through the whole process of 32 versus 3600 and then up and then just playing around with the different values there when you're overclocking. But if you just went for the ripjaws and you didn't care about all the different colors and fanciness, not a bad deal. However, you do see the deals coming in for other kits of RAM. And as I scroll down, I do see that it's limited overall. Now, Canada Computers is not known for their RAM deals. Jumping into Newegg, where we do find better deals on a constant with RAM, you do see the Ripjaws come down to $319, but the big steal here is 20% off on the T-Force. Again, 3200 speed here if you're megahertz. If you're looking at it and you're saying to yourself, well, should I be going 3200 to 3600? I did make a whole bunch of videos so you can see the difference, and you can always overclock. Now, this is the RAM I bought last year. Again, not a big deal going on right now, and this was what happened last year with Black Friday. It ended up being that after Cyber Monday, everything went stale for about a week, and then everything started happening for deals leading into Christmas season. Now, I bought mine on the cheap. I think it was like it was like $330 or something Canadian. So not bad overall. I would be looking at the Corsair Vengeance. These are really good sticks. And of course, you can go with the Pro here. This is this is what I would be considering if I was going to go high end. Very good sticks, and they can overclock really nicely. I did test a few of the different sticks out there, and I gotta say, like, at the end of the day, RAM is RAM. And if you're looking at this and you're saying, where are the deals? Not that many that are significant, but there are some deals. I would be waiting so I can pick up something where it is well worth it. Again, look for something that's 15 to 20% off. If not, I wouldn't be buying yet. However, we do have the issue with what is occurring with shipping and with stock, so something to think about from that perspective. Now, again, if you're looking at buying 64 gigabytes and then upgrading, do remember that it will be hard to find 2 more sticks of RAM easy. You might not find a deal again, and maybe it is like a good idea to jump to 128 gigabytes of RAM right away, especially when you find a deal like this, and just pull the trigger and go for it. It's not gonna do you any good to worry about it, unless 64 is good and you're not going to worry about it at all. Now, from a perspective of just looking at the Samsung 980 Pro again, I just wanted to come visit this and show you that here in Canada, they're doing the deals as well. There's your $209 for that 1 terabyte. And you could buy, like, the PCI 3s are on sale as well. And if you look at the idea of that 1 terabyte at $149, if you're looking to go to the 980 Pro, for instance, versus the 970, people have been giving mixed results on that 980. I haven't tested it. I know the 970 is awesome for a PCI 3, but you can see that there are deals for the NVMe's right across the board. And if I just go and look at PCIe 4.0 Gen 4 drives, we do see that there are other drives on sale like the Sabrent. Again, I tested this, caching issues, but overall you could get away with it. The Firecuda 530, everybody's been asking me to test this, not on sale. I was considering maybe buying it, but it's a little bit on the up and up on expensiveness, and that's why I haven't tested it. And if I see it on sale, I might try it out. The Corsair, again, people have tried this one out, no big issues. I went with the Western Digital Black. This was the SN850. I have 1 terabyte, 2 1 terabytes, and then you can see I purchased this, and then 2 terabyte drive as well. This is where my Google Drive lies on, and this has been no caching issues. It has been great. I can't complain. Overall, very good drives, and I'm really happy with the purchases I made last year and through the first part of the year. So again, deals do come. Do not stress if you did not buy what you wanted to buy. The overall experience you're going to have will be a positive if you focus on patience and finding the right things for you if you're creating your rig. Again, time, energy, and money is my biggest concern when it comes to any of this. So if you are investing right, things will go right for you. My name is Nikos. I hope you enjoyed this kind of a recap. If you have questions about your rig, leave the comment or in question below. Of course, hit the like so you can help the algorithm and me, and check out these 2 videos.